So I mentioned to everyone that I'm going to launch a few videos to help prepare for planning your best year ever, or planning a great 2022. And the first step in this process is to really start in gratitude. When you have emotions of, anger, frustration, excitement, gratitude tends to trump all emotions. And when you begin in a place of gratitude, it kind of puts you at ease and usually brings you some peace. And all those things that you didn't accomplish, or all those things that didn't go according to plan, tend to subside for a moment because you're focusing on what you have, what you've built, what you're grateful for. So I think when you start thinking about goal planning, beginning with gratitude can be an incredibly powerful tool and exercise. So next step is to reflect. And a lot of times we spend time planning the future, but we don't always reflect on the prior experiences. Looking back over 2021, what worked, what didn't work? If we're able to live the year over again, what would we do differently? What were the moments or the experiences for the year that had the greatest outcome, and what was it that we did right? And what were the moments or experiences that had the worst outcome? And where did we make a mistake that we can potentially learn from? And something that's always been in the back of my mind, years ago, I was talking with a mentor of mine. And he said that, Ali, the three biggest regrets of men on their deathbed is: one, I wish I spent more time in self-reflection. Two, I wish I took more risk. And three, I wish I invested more in family. And knowing that, I always look back and say, I want to make sure I never make those mistakes, and I'm always aware. And one of them that constantly comes back to the surface is, I wish I spent more time in self-reflection. And so often we're so future focused. What's next? What can we accomplish next? What's the next thing? That we don't take that time to check in with ourselves and really reflect on how we're doing and what's working and what's not, and spending that time being introspective. So I think the first step in setting the right goals and the right intentional plans for your upcoming year is to really look at the existing position you're in and check in with yourself. Measure yourself in different aspects of your life. How are you doing with family? How are you doing financially? How are you doing in business? How are you doing with your spiritual connection, whatever that may be? How are you doing with health? Thinking about the different aspects of your life and really reflecting on where you may feel fulfilled or where there may be a gap that you may need to address. So that's the first step, is gratitude and reflection. And in the next video next week, I'll talk about our next step, which is really going to tie to your core values and intentionality.